Hello and welcome to part 5 of ships from the 13th anniversary bundle. This video we are looking at the Styx Terran Dreadnought. We'll be looking at the Vanity shields available in the Dilithium store during certain events of the year, and also from the Zen store. The chapters for this video are listed in the description down below. First up, we are looking at the Alliance Vanity Shield from the Zen store. It's currently the only shield that's in there at the moment. It's part of the Khitomer Alliance bundle, where you get the shield, the Khitomer Alliance uniform, and an upgrade. Looking at the shield itself, we have this orange plasma effect on the Basard collectors there at the front. We've got the white hull material with some grey and some gold shading. The back, we've got this orange through yellow into white for the impulse engines, and you can see that cyan colour there for the cells there. See more of that cyan effect there and more of that orange plasma look. So given the size of this vessel, it's got quite a few different points for the engines. Then once you get past the blinding light, so you see more of that gold shading and the grey shading there. But tilt it ever so slightly, where the orb is in the middle of this is actually got the colouring for the deflector there, that cyan colour. As we look at it from the bottom, you can see a lot more of that gold and grey shading. Moving on to the Dilithium store Vanity Shields now. So this is a very popular one in the game. It is the Baul Vanity Shields. So we've got this dull cyan colour here for the Basard collectors. This dark hull. You see some of this red lighting effect here as well. From the rear, we've got this lovely red for the impulse engines. And with that dull cyan colour there again for the nacelles. See it there with the Basard collectors and the nacelles itself. And then there's more of that red for the impulse engines there. Then we've got that dull cyan colour there where the deflector colouring is. As I rotate through the light a bit more, you see this etched pattern to the hull material. So it's designed to give your vessel the look of a Baul vessel. And we're the same again here on the underside of the ship. Next up, we're looking at the Borg Vanity Shield. So this shield gives your vessel the look of a liberated Borg vessel, not an assimilated one. So we have this grey hull material that's got a mismatched shape of hull plating to it. So this dull blue and grey here for the Basard collectors. Then we've got this lighting effect with some of this orangey gold colouring and some blue. That's sections of the hull that have no hull plates and are exposed conduits, and this is the lighting effect from those conduits. See more of that there at the back as well. Then we've got the blue there for the impulse engines as well as the nacelles. Again, more of the blue effect there. Nacelles and the Basard collectors. So it goes from a blue to a grey lighting effect on them. Let's look top down. See quite a bit of that exposed hull area with that conduit pattern and the associated lighting. And there you can see the shapes of the hull plates as well for the material. And we're the same here on the underside as well. This here is the Discovery Vanity Shield. So this is one of the shields in the game that has a different appearance depending if you're applying it to a Federation aligned or a Klingon aligned character. So we'll look at the Federation aligned first, and then we'll look at the Klingon aligned appearance next. So we have this grey hull material with a couple of different shades to it. We have the blue effect here on the Basard collectors. At the back, we've got this honeycomb red pattern to the impulse engines, and then blue there for the nacelles themselves. Now, this is quite a light hull material, so the lighting issues on the ship customizer are going to cause a little bit of blinding light in a second, so we'll just rotate right through it. So there you can see the pattern effect on the hull material and the different shades as well. And the same there on the underside. So here we have the Discovery Vanity shield applied to a Klingon aligned character. So with this brown hull material with quite a bit of pattern effects to it that we'll see as we move around the model. You can see this pulsating white around the red Bussard collectors there. In the rear we have this yellow into white pattern effect on the impulse engines. See more of that pulsating Bussard collector effect there. And then we have this pattern effect with yellow, orange and white going along the actual nacelle itself. As we look down, there's a better view of that pulsating lighting effect. And there's that full view of all the various patterns and shapes within the hull material. You can see the same there on the underside. This is the Emperor's Vanity shield. Now on this ship, the standard hull material and this shield are almost identical. So we have this deep yellow effect here for the Bussard collectors. You can see the greyish hull, touch of purple shading there as well. The back we've got the cyan for the impulse engines, then the yellow again for the Bussard collector and the nacelles themselves. And there's more of that purple shading as we look top down. Now, unfortunately, due to the lighting issues at the moment, we don't see, but there is normally a blue illuminated dot effect throughout the hull material like a star field. If you do look at some of the older videos that I've done, you'll be able to see that better. Here we have the Ferengi Vanity shield. So we've got the orange hull material that we've seen on the Ferengi vessels in the TV shows. And then we've also got some grey and some shades of gold. And we've got this deep yellow effect here for the Bussard collectors. Same there for the impulse engines. And we've got a slightly lighter yellow for the nacelles themselves. See some more of that grey shading there also. There's a bit of a pattern to the hull material. There's also a rivet effect as well at certain points on the hull material. Just unfortunate I can't zoom in enough to make it as clear as possible. But here's some of the rivets here where the mouse pointer is. Moving on to the Hur'q Vanity shield now. Here we have a pale green for the hull material. We've got this purplish colour as well. Have the green there at the Bussard collectors, and then we have this illuminated green hull material pattern as well. At the back we have the green there on the impulse engines. The side ones are obscured with that illuminated green pattern effect. Side on we've got the green there for the nacelles themselves, and then we've got this pattern within the hull material as well. We have quite a bit of that illuminated green pattern design here. More of that purple shading, along with that pattern effect within that material. And we're the same there on the underside. This is the Kelvin Divergence Vanity Shield. So similar to the Discovery one, it does change appearance depending if you're Federation or Klingon aligned. So we'll have a look at the Federation one first, and then we'll look at the Klingon one. So we've got quite a light grey hull material, so the lighting is going to be quite bright when we rotate through the ship. Unfortunately, we have this awful effect here for the Bassard collectors. It's supposed to resemble the Bassard collector on the Kelvin in the first reboot film. It just doesn't work on probably about 99.9% of the ships in the game, and that other 0.1% are the ones that don't actually change in themselves. Looking from the rear, we've got a yellow and orange effect for the impulse engines. Side on, and I'll rotate this slightly. We've got a blue effect here for the cells themselves, and there's that Bassard collector effect there. I'll rotate this right through the light, and there we go. So as we can see, we've got a couple of different shades to the hull material, and we've got this pattern effect in it as well. You know, the scene from the top down there, that full effect of the Bassard collector. And then again, just the hull material pattern there on the underside. And this is the Klingon visual effect from the Kelvin Divergence Vanity Shield. So we've got a few different shades of green going on in the hull material. Got the yellow there for the Bassard collectors. Got this red for the impulse engines. Got a blue pattern for the nacelles themselves. You can see the red effect in there is normally the effect for the deflector array. And we've got some yellow lighting effects going on in the front of the ship here and at the rear. Touches of grey, and then the various shades of green on the underside there. Another popular shield in the game is the Section 31 Vanity Shield. So we've got this dark hull material. We can see here that the Bassard collectors are blacked out on this shield. Okay, at the rear, we've got a honeycomb red for the impulse engines. And we've got a cyan colour here for the nacelles. And you see again there, the Bassard collector effect is blacked out. As we look down, we've got this striped effect to the hull material here. And then we've got a couple of different shades of colour for the material itself. And we're the same there on the underside. This is the Tzenkethi Vanity Shield, and it's quite a bit going on from the front view here. So we have this green hull material with this carved pattern to it. We've also got a black shading for the hull material as well as a grey. Then we have this material here that's lights, and as you can see, some of them are pulsating, quite the thing here. We've got this white pattern effect here for the Bassard collectors. The rear, we have the white for the impulse engines, more of the black and the grey shading there as well, and more of that pulsating light effect. Side on, again, more of that carved pattern here on the grey material. Then we also have the white there for the nacelles, and you see a bit more of that pattern for the Bassard collector there. Let's look down again. There's that pattern effect for the Bassards. The grey hull material there with the car pattern to it. Then we've got a lot of this black material going right along the centre part of the ship there. And same again there on the underside. And currently the last shield that we have in the Dilithium store is the Zhat Vash Vanity shield. So we'll start looking at the Bassard collectors first. So we've got this illuminated green with a slight pattern to it effect. The hull material, we've got this olive green and this fawn or sandy colour as well. We've also got touches of grey there also. From the rear we've got this red effect for the impulse engines. And we've got quite a bright green for the nacelle colour itself. And you can make out that pattern effect there for the Bassard collector. The pattern effect with these colours always reminds me of an army camouflage effect. And there's a better view there of that pattern effect, almost a honeycomb pattern effect there for the Bassard collectors. And just more of the pattern effect for the hull material there on the underside. And that completes our look at the Styx. As always, thank yous all very much for watching. In the description down below, we have several links. We have my Real Merch affiliate link for 10% off your orders. My social media is linked there also. For references, we have the Star Trek Online wiki link for all Star Trek Online information. Also the main news blog for Star Trek Online, so information on patch notes and events are there. And last but certainly not least is a link to Casual Sab's YouTube channel. Casual Sab does a lot of videos including builds, reviews, Q&As and live streams. He's extremely knowledgeable and well worth a check out. But until the next video, as always, thanks for watching.